one thing I know about majority of Gen Z is that whenever they are doing something on their own, they always enjoy it.
A lot of us, including myself, a lot of my friends, I think we are very good at multitasking. I just think we're multitasking with different things.
Most adults, they kind of lack empathy. I'm going to be very, very factual. I see cooking as a waste of time.
Hi everyone, welcome to Wisdom for Exploits with me, Bola Amore. Today I have with me another amazing people on the seat, and today is another wonderful discussion on this talk show. Please do not forget to subscribe to our channel and click the notification bell. My guests are Pastor Clement Ikuyinminu, Aramide Oyegoke, Temitope Babatude, and Erinayọ Durojaye. I'm going to introduce Pastor Clement, and I will hand it over to you, my Gen Z, to introduce yourself individual. Pastor Clement Ikuyinminu, a member of John Maxwell team, is a pastor in charge of Winners Pavilion, Milton, Keynes, a parish of Redeemed Christian Church of God in United Kingdom, a seasoned science educator, guardian and counselor and administrator who is deeply committed to leadership and development, marital stability, using God's blueprints. He holds a Bachelor of Science, BSc in Education Physics from University of Nigeria, Master of Education, MEd in Guardian and Counseling from the University of Lagos, Masters of Arts, MA in Education, Leadership and Management from the University of Bedfordshire, and Masters of Science, MSc in Industrial and Organization Psychology from Waldron University, Minnesota University. Welcome, sir, to this wonderful talk show. I'm happy to have you, sir.
Thank you for having me, ma'am.
You're welcome, sir. Over to you, my Gen Z. Please, could you introduce yourself?
Hello, everyone. My name is Aramide. I am a second year studying at the University of Warwick. I study business management, and I'm currently interning at a company called Goldman Sachs.
You're welcome, Aramide. Thank you for joining us this wonderful evening.
Yeah, happy to be here. Thank you for having me, Auntie.
You're welcome.
Hi, I'm Erin Ayo, and I am currently in the University of Swansea for civil engineering, and I was asked to be here today, so I'm going to be here to share my thoughts. Thank you.
You're welcome, Erin Ayo. God bless you. Over to you, my guest.
Hello, everyone. Yeah, good evening.
Good evening.
My name is Temitope Babatunde. I'm a data analyst. Currently the data analytic lead for Other Africa, a fintech here in Nigeria. It's nice having me here today.
You're welcome, Temitope. Thank you so much, everyone. How does Gen Z approach to multitasking and attention span affects older generation views? Multitasking and attention span affects older generation view. Should I give you an example? Okay, multitasking. Let me do, for example, I'm not talking about workplace now, I'm talking about home now. Let's say home, because I can do so many things at a time. I can be cooking, at the end of the day, cleaning the sitting room, mopping, changing the bin and all that stuff. And this is me, it's in my head now. So when I call one of my children, I say, okay, you, my boy, come. Or you, my daughter, come. Do this. They say, mommy, how many things do you want? How many things do you want me to do? You understand? I say, no, mommy, I can't do this now. Like, I know Aramide said something when we first started the conversation, that when mommy said I should do this, because in your head, okay, I've had you, I will do it. But must I do it now? But we want you to do it now. So this one, I said, the multitasking and attention span. And sometimes when I talk to my children, they say, "Mommy, you didn't tell us." And I was like, "You joking? I didn't say what? I did say it, that you should do this, but we didn't hear you." I said, "But we're just sitting down here, we're listening, isn't it?" So what I'm saying is that multitasking, you want to do this. I want you to take the bin out. I want you to sweep the floor. I want you to put the clothes in the washing machine. I'm just saying this as an example. And they're telling me it's too much. And this is what I do. This is what I do. So why can't you not do it? Or this attention issue, they say, okay, attention span with that. Maybe we're not hearing what they're saying well, or maybe, mommy, are you really communicating, or at least we're hearing what you're saying well. So this is it. So do you get me now? So how do Gen Z approach to multitasking affect older generation view?
Well, let me say this from
I hope my example is clear.
It's all right. Yes.
Yeah. That's
from my own viewpoint, one thing I know about majority of Gen Z is that whenever they are doing something on their own, they always enjoy it. Mm-hmm. They want to enjoy what they are doing, and they don't want interruption. Mm-hmm. So they are known for engaging in multiple digital tasks simultaneously. Mm-hmm. For instance, they can be watching a video, testing someone at the same time, mm-hmm. browsing social media simultaneously, mm-hmm. and even listening to music, all at once. And they are enjoying themselves. Mm-hmm. And now this behavior is a result of their, I call it, tech-saturated upbringing, because that's what they are used to. They were born into the period of technology, mm-hmm. and that's what they know that could be used to do the work. But older generations who often value deep focus, older generation, we value deep focus and a kind of linear task completion. We want to do one thing before we go into another one. In the olden days, we normally say something, jack of all trades, master of none. Okay? And majority of the Gen Zs, they are not in that. They can do so many things, and yet they believe that they will have accomplishment. Okay? So, older generation may see this as a lack of attention. That you look at you are doing this, you are testing, you are watching video, you are doing this at the same time. The older generation may also see it as lack of discipline. They may even see it as lack of respect for the task at hand. Do this now, you do this first. You see that will be compelling you do this first. And then there'll be a little bit of rift in the house. So they may also be concerned that this multitasking style hampers interpersonal communication and productivity. Yeah. Gen Z, majority of them, they love to lock up themselves. Sometimes in their rooms, they don't want to they don't want to mix up with people in the house. They're there. Someone may come and ask, is your son at home? I think he's there. Let me check his room. Oh, he's there. You are not even aware, but you see him there on his maybe game or whatever. And yet he's talking to someone. You can hear him, and at the same time, playing games. And they don't want that kind of interference. They don't want anybody. So it's annoying to older generation. But we need to quickly understand that is who they are at that moment. Even though it's not all of them, but again, majority of them, they enjoy what they do. And if they could be doing 4 things at the same time, and they're enjoying it. Once you have taken one out of the thing, they are disturbed. Why now? I can do it later. Like Aramide said, so go and do this. You say, okay, why can't I do it maybe in an hour's time? Why do you want me to pause what I'm doing now to come and do it for you? So, but again, we need the interpersonal relationship at home. There was one Sunday, we returned from church, and I was watching football in the living room there. All of us were just 4 in my family. My wife was on her iPad. I didn't know what she's doing there. My son was on his phone. I didn't know what he's doing there. My daughter was also on her phone. I didn't know what was doing, but I was just concentrating on my match. We were there. We did not talk to each other for 1 hour, 15 minutes. In 4 people in the same home, until my son now said, "Oh, I'm hungry." Then we now realize that we are members of the same family. So all these things can affect older generations when we are multitasking as Gen Z. But that's my contribution to that.
Yeah, but I believe they can multitask with all those game, watching football, doing all the testing. But why is it that something that will benefit them, cleaning their room, washing the plates, and all those ones, are an issue for them to multitask those ones?
I mean, they believe that they have their own time, that they will still do it. They will still do it, but we don't want to go there now.
Okay, Gen Z, do you want to say something, Aramide?
Yeah, I would say that, I mean, again, I don't want to generalize for all of Gen Z, but I would say a lot of us, including myself, a lot of my friends, I think we are very good at multitasking. I just think we're multitasking with different things. I know I've mentioned a lot about social media and the impact, but honestly, I think that there are so many things that are mentally draining from society and having to keep up with so many different things and things always constantly changing, that I do think that like that plays an impact on how you feel like at home. So for example, I don't know if you're familiar with the phrase like code switching. So for secondary school, I went to a predominantly white school. I was the only black student in my year group out of 150 students. So for me, being at school was always like a certain mask that you put on. Even if I thought I was being myself, coming home would be like, okay, I can just be myself again. Yeah. So the way I see it is that I'm home, I'm ready to, you know, chill for a little bit, do some homework, and then if I have any chores, I'll do them. But on the flip side, I might come home from school and my mum thinks, great, now she's home, this needs doing, but like what I'm saying is that there are two sides of the same coin, and I think everyone can multitask, and I just think we're all multitasking with different things. Like if I've got homework in my mind and all of these other things, I'm going to be proactive in a different way. And likewise, I think I have my own system of how I like to do things. Like even now being at uni, I clean my room on a Sunday. If it's not a Sunday, I'm not cleaning my room because it's a Sunday job, and that's just how it is for me. Whereas maybe if my mum visited me on a Saturday, she might think, what's happened to your room? Like, has it been ransacked? And I'm like, no, this is just, it's my process. So I think that it goes back to the cultural differences of having different processes. And it's not that Gen Z can't multitask or, I think it's just different ways of doing things. And like, I think I'm using the example you gave of like chores and everything, but there are so many other examples where I think it's more just different, like just differences really.
Okay, thank you so much, Aramide. Ariayo, any contribution from you?
I am surprised to hear that's what maybe the older generation think of Gen Z in that specific category, because I'd never heard that before. But I'm one of the Gen Z who don't really have social media. I have a Pinterest account, I have YouTube, and like that's pretty much it. But I think that, especially with all the examples that you were saying, I just tend to parrot back whatever the other person is saying. So if someone older than me is telling me something, giving me a task to do, I will repeat the task back to them to make sure that what I've understood of what they've just said is what they were communicating to me. Because sometimes there is a little bit of a disconnect and I'm not getting all of the information that they think that they're telling me. Okay. Like they want me to, they told me to take out the bins, but they didn't mention that they wanted it done now. So when I said it back to them, they can realize, okay, I want you to do it now. And they can add to it. Because otherwise, I'll just ask. I'll be like, okay, you told me to do the bins now. when do you want it done by? And then they'll just give me a time frame. Because if I've got a time frame, I know that, okay, at some point, I need to make sure I've done this task by that point, and I can fit that in whenever I want.
My example is that when I said to my children, do something, I always tell them, I want you to do it now. Let's say, for example, I want them to clean the room. I said, okay, now you need to clean your room. I said, okay, we're going to clean it later. I said, no, I don't want you to clean it later. So I'm specific. When I give instruction, I'm specific, because that's the way I'm brought up. When mommy said or daddy said we should do something, they said, okay, I want you to do it now. Or maybe mommy they said later, or I want you to wash this. You know, in our own time, no washing machine. You have to do the washing with your hand. God help you, you know, and you have to do it and put it outside, spread it outside nicely. But here you ask, you say, okay, put something in the washing machine. They say, mommy, where do you want me to put it? That's a different thing entirely. But when we give it, I don't know about your mom or dad, maybe you might say, okay, Erin, just do this thing. I want you to do it before we come back. Yes, I might say to my children, do this before I come back. Yeah, that's specific. But now I'm back home and the thing is not done. You understand? That's what I'm saying. So I'm specific when I give instruction. And that was why I mentioned this particular question.
Okay. Well, in that case, I say this because I guess in my household, we've had that conversation where all of us kind of sat down and we're like, okay, you telling us to do things immediately when we're already doing something. Mm-hmm. We don't really fully, well, that doesn't really appreciate, when you do that, you don't really appreciating what we are doing currently. You're saying that when you tell us to do something right now, mm-hmm. you're telling us that what we are doing now is isn't as worth whatever you're telling us to do. Is that what you're trying to say each time you say that? Each time you tell us to do something like this? And if not, then give us a time period, right? Because, especially for me, I don't know if that's for all Gen Z, right? When I hear, oh, you must do it now, again, that nagging voice about why should I do it exactly right now? I'm doing something right now. Can you not see I'm doing something right now? Do you want me to move? I know that if I went to my mom's room and I'm in the middle of a conversation and she was in the middle of a conversation, I just wanted to stop her to go and sign a form, that she would not appreciate that. But she would so easily do that to me. I don't love that. So we had a conversation where I was able to view that and she was able to hear that. And that's the compromise that we came to. Because it doesn't have to always be something friction. There can be compromise.
Yeah, Erin, there is compromise, you know. That's why we're having this discussion, because we want to know what are we doing that sometimes we think that, oh, they're imposing something on me to do. And that is not what we're saying. You know, we have children. All of you, we love you all as our children. You understand? And your parent will not say to you to do something whereby they know that, okay, you're doing so. If my daughter, for example, is reading for an exam, and if I said, okay, you're reading for an exam, I know that this is exam period, I won't say, come and cook. I will do the cooking because I want to give her the space, because I want her to do well. You understand? But now exam has finished, you still want mommy to be cooking and doing the washing. That's not possible, my dear. So even though you're on the phone with your friend, I'm going to say to you, my dear, you need to get into that kitchen and get that plate done. You understand what I'm saying, Erin? Yes, because if you're doing exam or you're doing something, maybe you're having assignments, you are home. I know that's why a lot of you are going outside London to do your university. That's why you don't want to stay in London. You don't want to stay with mommy. You're going all the way. My daughter's travel, we have to travel 3 hours and some hours on the train. And if his bus is the whole night, 7 hours, 6 hours on the bus. And I think the same as you as well, Erin. But anyway, joke apart. But what I'm trying to say is that as a student, when you're having your exam or you're at home, you're doing something, maybe something very important, or you're doing your CVs, or you're writing, you want to write letter, you want to write application, or whatever you're doing that is very, very important. I know as a reasonable parent that we've been to school, we've been to uni as well. We know how it is for students to study and pass. A reasonable parent will not say to you, go and do this thing. But now, because one thing I've seen, I'm not saying all of you, some, is that even after you're free, maybe you're even having a gist with your friend, and your mommy said, it's dinner time, let's go and do dinner. And I think as a Gen Z, as a nice, wonderful young Gen Z, and a Gen Z in a boy and a girl, you say, okay, my friend, you know what? It's time to hang off this call. Let me go and support my mom in the kitchen. Anyway, are you okay?
Yeah, I mean,
do you?
Yeah, but like dinner time is usually a kind of set time. Mm-hmm. I know that's coming, right?
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, I think a lot of these chores that are sprung up, they knew that they needed to be done beforehand. So if there is something that needs to be done often,
mm-hmm.
it would just be a rota. You'd be like, oh, hey, we'll do this on this day, we'll do this on this day. And then every now and again, we'll be like, okay, is the system working? If the system's working, then we'll just keep doing it. And if it's not working, then we try and figure out a new system.
Okay, that's wonderful. Thank you very much, Erin, for that contribution. We need to move on to our next question because I'm looking at the time. Do you want to say something?
I guess everyone has contributed. So I kind of wanted to break down into some beats here. So let me just do that in like a few minutes. I think what is lacking is most adults, they kind of lack empathy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be very, very factual.
Mm-hmm.
You're an adult, right? So there's this joke that my female friends, they joke about, like they can be going through breakups and their mother will still tell them to come and turn over. That's a normal thing. No empathy, right?
Mm-hmm.
You just want things to get done.
Mm-hmm.
You don't understand the person that wants to get it done. You don't know what state of mind they are in. You don't know how their day went. Most of the time here, I don't know for most people, I'm just using myself for an example, right? I actually get, how did your day go? Yes, my it's not like they won't ask, but they're just asking out of fulfilling righteousness' sake. It's not like they have the whole time to listen to, how did your day go? What happened? Like they want to show that empathy. It's just out of a task that you want to get done. So and you want me to do a task without understanding me. And the truth is, an average Gen Z is, what's the word now? Rebellious. An average Gen Z is rebellious. So if I see you are treating me as a master to slave kind of relationship, trust me, as I am not enjoying it, you won't enjoy it too. That's the thought process of an average Gen Z. So it's not like they disrespect you. It's just they want to feel seen to and feel heard, right? So but sometimes Gen Z also have a tendency of stretching things, right? We don't know when to stop things, so we take it too far.
Okay.
That's one. And also regarding tasks, we're in a new generation, different from yours. For a long period of time, I don't like washing clothes.
Okay.
While growing up, I had to endure washing clothes.
Okay.
Even my parents will tell you, for a start, there are some times I will just stock my clothes up and keep it with my mom's so she can help me wash. It was bad. I don't like washing clothes. But you know what I did? Immediately I was able to be independent, I started outsourcing it.
Okay.
So yes, there is work process that everybody, because you grew up washing your clothes does not mean most adults, they like washing clothes. That's one thing I've learned. My mom can wake up 5 a.m. and do everything in the house and she's still energetic. Some people are not morning people in our generation. They don't function well in the morning. Now, comparing your own lifestyle to that generation, it's going to come off as a problem. Then Gen Z tends to value their time. Now, why will I sit down, to be honest, I see cooking as a waste of time. Let me explain to you.
Okay.
I don't think wasting 1 hour 30 minutes to cook for something I'm just going to eat for 5 minutes.
Okay. That's a good point you are bringing now. I know
I don't like
late. That's why I'm just looking at the time. Come on, you're saying something. Yes, that
I don't like it. I would rather outsource it. Right? I would rather outsource it. But you know, when I tell my parents this, they think, oh, you're wasting money. Oh, now I can use that money, that time to cook. I can use it to make more money.
Okay.
And that money would work for me. But you see, when you talk about these things, yeah, we are from traditional homes. They see that you're not responsible, you're not, so it kind of creates friction. I think there's a whole lot of thing about this that I don't want to talk about because of time. So yeah.
No, I know because of time, because today is Sunday and we're just looking at, everybody has had a long day. It's a good point you are bringing up now, because this issue of cooking, a friend of mine is a friend of mine, the children, and there is this Gen Z, they got married, not our own children, another person's children. And this particular Gen Z, because this is another thing I think is not normal. To me personally, as from the generation ahead of Gen Z, you understand? And they got married, and I was told, because I wasn't there, I was told that they don't cook. What they do is that everything they do, they get the takeaway from outside, disposable plates, everything. The husband doesn't wash plate, the wife cannot wash plate, and all this. And this is why they are having children, which is going to be the alpha generation, isn't it? So because that one is another is another thing. So now I don't know, as a couple, you don't have pots to cook. Everything you're doing is disposable. You buy disposable plates, disposable bowl. Once you eat, you dump everything, and that's it, you're good. So how are we raising the next generation? Because now you generation Z, you are complaining about the older generation, trying to teach you that, okay, you need to cook. Okay, now, Topper, you mentioned this cooking, you want to outsource it because you can't waste 1 hour. I think it's a waste of time. I stay 6 hours in the kitchen to cook sometimes on Saturday. Yes, you say this is your time. And sometimes I said to me, this is 6 hours. If I'm praying to God, God will speak to me more. You understand? But I'm wasting it in the kitchen as well. But why? Because I want to feed my family. Okay, now let me go back to you. Talk. Are you married? You're not married yet.
I'm not married yet.
Okay, so what are the plans now when you marry and the wife now comes saying, Papa, you know what? I'm so tired today. I can't stay 1 hour in the kitchen to cook. And he said that today. Tomorrow, if she said that, throughout the week, he said that, how are you going to feel?
Okay, so I think maybe I was quoted out of context, right?
Okay.
I don't like cooking, right? Does not mean I don't know how to cook.
Okay.
But so currently I stay with my parents, yeah. I don't know. So I could relate to pastor saying his son stays with him. Yeah, my dad is like that. Yeah, for some reasons we've had that conversation. Like, I want to move out. They'll be like, no, don't move out yet. Right, so I stay with my parents, yeah, and basically all my cooking, I don't like eating outside, right? But that doesn't mean I cannot outsource. Okay. So for now, my mom is my major outsourcing agent. Just to cook it for me.
Okay, so if your mom is in your generation, yeah,
so now let me say, when I was in uni, I tried as much as possible to cook at least once a day when I was in uni. But now the workload in uni compared to now is different. Okay. In uni, I was just one broke young boy trying to hustle. Now I have a job, right, that can afford me to do some things. But now concerning marriage, yeah, I know my weakness. So if I'm going to get married, I'm supposed to talk about my weakness with my supposed partner.
Okay.
Now that doesn't mean I won't help out in the kitchen, but don't think of me as that guy that would spend 6 hours trying to make a 3-course meal for you. I don't have that patience.
Okay.
So that's something about explaining and trying to negotiate.
Okay, cool.
Yes. So, but I believe in raising children. My parents raised me not to buy food outside. I I believe in that too. Don't get me wrong. I believe in that. But because of what I am doing at the moment, I can't say, oh, I want to start cooking. Most of the time, I don't even have breakfast when I leave the house. I eat when I come back in the night.
Okay.
So yes, but when I'm raising children, obviously, how would I put it? The way you're going to live your life as a single guy is going to be different to when you start having family. I know, oh, I'm the head of the family. I have to lead by example. And it's not like these things are just coming. I've lived it before.
Okay.
It's just because of yes. So it's going to work itself out at that point. So I don't believe in buy food where you're married though.
Yeah, and using disposable plate all the time.
I don't believe in that at all. I'm not believe about that.
Yeah, because of our time, let me just round up with these two questions. What might older generations see Gen Z preference for digital interaction over face-to-face communication as disrespectful? Do anyone want to go for that? What might older generations see Gen Z preferences for digital interactions over face-to-face communication as disrespectful? Pastor mentioned something the other time. He said he was watching football. The mommy was on the laptop. The daughter is on the phone. The boy is on this thing. No communication. And there was an article I saw some time ago that this particular family, they went to go and see their grandmother, and the poor grandmother was sitting down there, and they said they came to visit the grandmother, and everybody was on their phone. No communication, nothing. So, and apart from that, so the digital interaction, so like now I'm on the phone than face to face. So what do you see the preference over face-to-face digital interaction? Or now we're in digital world, I came to visit you, I'm on my phone, no attention, no proper family discussion, no time, everybody's just doing their own thing. Or your wife went for an appointment, everything is doing, oh my honey, my sweetie, they just call on the phone. Anyway, they say FaceTime now, but so who can we want to go for this one so that we can round up?
Let me make it snappy from my end here. One thing is this, that's from my point of view as well. Older generations often interpret physical presence and verbal dialogue as signs of genuine interest and respect. Older generation, they want people around them. They want to talk to people. They don't just want to look at the phone or television. They want someone that will sit next to them, and then they'll be talking and they'll be getting the response, through the words of the mouth. In fact, older generation may feel dismissed or ignored when Gen Z prefers to text rather than call. Sometimes you hear mom and say, you've gone for 2 weeks. You cannot even call me. Just you have phone in your hand. You cannot just call. How long will it take you to make a call? Okay. Whereas maybe the boy or the girl has sent text. I say, mom, hi. They say, mom, hi. Sometimes older generation may see that one as being detached from home. Okay, and one thing these days, Gen Z may even respond to maybe any call or any information with emojis. Okay, emojis instead of full sentences. All those older generations, they will now read what's he writing. You say SNM, say no more as you use those things. You say, who are you sending this one to? I can't interpret what he has sent to me. Or can someone help me read it out? Okay, and then so our mom knows this is our own language. Someone will interpret. So Gen Z, however, views digital interaction as efficient and natural to them, not inherently disrespectful. But when used inappropriately, it can be seen as detached or inconsiderate by elders. So, but if it's among themselves, they understand each other. But if it's from Gen Z to older generation, people may say, what is this? Okay, so again, it boils down to information and learning and moving with time. What's going on? But it's difficult for older generation to move with time. How much can I move now at the age of 60? So, but I'm trying to understand them because I have two with me. So, and I don't want to lose them. Yeah. I like to see them all the time. I like to see my children all the time. Though I'm working in Nigeria, I come to UK once in a month, just once in a month. So, and the reality is this: all these things are happening. We need to handle them with care. Otherwise, we lose them. They just go. You even be begging for them to come home, and they just travel and they go on their own. So that's just my submission here.
Thank you so much, sir. Any agency want to contribute to that?
Yes.
Okay.
I just want to make so clear that Gen Z is not a monolith. You're not. One voice cannot speak for all of us. When you were explaining yourself just now, I was thinking that's exactly how I feel, right? Because I don't actually like to text at all. And all my friends know this. And I've actually lost, I would say, one friendship because she couldn't understand that it's not because I don't want to text. It's just that instead of texting, I would organize meetups for us to go and meet up in person. And I just put more weight in the meetups than I did in texting. Okay. If I was going to text, I would be texting to make that next meetup. Okay. And she thought I didn't care. And we never really were able to console those differences. So with my other friends, I've made it very clear to them and they understand and they know that I just like to see you more. I love to see you. I love it when you call. You can text me, yes, I'm available. But I don't love prolonged text conversations because you miss a lot of context. You don't get their facial expressions. You don't get their tone. And as somebody who I would say is a little bit awkward and I tend to misinterpret stuff quite often, I need that extra context to understand. And I think other people need that extra context to understand me. I realized after doing like an assembly that people don't really understand when I'm being genuine and when I'm not. So it's that extra context is necessary when I'm talking to people, right? And I think I don't think it's like an all Gen Z problem, right? I think as a generation, we are more likely to like to text. We might be more likely to want to text, but I don't think that's fully representative of all of Gen Z, obviously, because I'm here. And yeah, so I know personally that you just need to put that little extra, at least I need to put that little bit of extra effort in to make sure that what I'm putting out into the world is what they're getting. So that what I'm communicating to them is actually getting to them.
Okay. Thank you very much, Erin, for that contribution. Then we want to say something to that.
All I'm going to say is that my mom loves texting and I love calling. Okay. So I will always call her and she'll always text me. And I think it's, like Erin said, it's not a one size fits all for Gen Z. Everyone is so different. And I think it's difficult. And I think I know a lot of people say that Gen Z are rebellious and they like kick back, but I think it's because we just don't want to be grouped into one thing. Because if you think about it, you're talking about so many different types of people that have been raised by different parents, raised in different countries, different families. I think there are certain cultural norms where it might be more likely for a Gen Z to behave a certain way. But I know that, I think just from this discussion, we can definitely conclude that there's 3 Gen Zs on this call and we've all have very different opinions about everything. So I think that's one thing to take away, that we are all we're just all different. And I think that that's part of the I guess pushback with the older generation, is to not grouping us as one. And obviously we have to try and not group the older generation as one as well. And I think it's just that communication.
Thank you very much for that input. That's really, really profound. Temitope, do you want to say something? Because we're going to be cooking all the time now.
So basically, everything has been said. Yeah. The thing I wanted to point out is we have different categories of people.
Exactly.
Yeah. So the adults today were once younger ones. I know some adults that they prefer sending letters, writing their friends in the olden days. The thing grew with them, and today they are still text people. Rather than visiting, they prefer to send text because that's what they grew up liking. Me, for a start, as a Gen Z, I don't like texting. Don't text me.
Okay.
Because I like getting the context of what you're trying to say to me. Yeah, because I like to analyze things a lot. So you are texting me and you are coming off as I would conclude, and I don't like to conclude. So hence I prefer calling. You call me. I don't like meetups because I don't like leaving my house.
Okay.
So that's me. Once I'm in my room, I can stay for a whole week and I won't come outside. But everything. My dad doesn't even send someone to me. He prefers calling me. We're in the same house, but he'll call me on the phone and ask me some things. I like that. But leaving my room is not something that works for me. So I might not be the meetup person. But calling me, I will call. But even at some times, it gets tiring. So I just feel like everybody should not be boxed up into a certain category.
That's really true. Even me, as I said, I'm interjecting you that I'm like that. I can stay in the house for two weeks. If I don't go out, I don't go out. You understand? I'm not Gen Z, you see, because I think, you guys are right. And Aramide has nailed it on the head that we are all coming from different backgrounds. You understand? And that's why you see Gen Z, as I said, not all Gen Z are rebellious. Not all Gen Z are disrespectful. Even if you see some Gen Z are sometimes so surprised. They will kneel down there kneel and greet me. You understand? Where some will just say, hello, auntie, they will just I'm okay with anything. You understand? This is UK, this is white people's land, we just say hello, hi. Even somebody that is older than me too, elderly woman, I'll say hello, hi. You understand? But you see, that doesn't mean that we don't respect. And even some of these people that even show respect, we don't know what they do when they get to their, their friend company as well. So finally, just round up, we're not going to take just 2 minutes, please, so that we can just wrap it up on this question. How do generational differences in privacy, expectations influence perceptions of respect? We're talking about privacy now, because I know Gen Z, you like your privacy a lot. But you guys, you like to bump into your parents' room and say, oh, mommy, you don't listen to me. I'm going now. You need the. And you understand what I mean? So, but privacy, when we talk about differences in privacy, expectation, and influence perception of respect. So what is your view?
Okay, from the older generation, from us, this is what we see. Now, it might be wrong from the perspectives of the Gen Zs here. Okay, and older generations typically value discretion and boundaries. Sharing personal matters only with close friends or family. We don't normally tell everybody everything about us. That's the older generation. Sometimes we have something that is so significant, that looks like what we call testimonies in the church, but we keep quiet. We will not say it. Even when you want to say it, sometimes your mom may just tap you. You just want to put your hand in, your life into the hands of your enemies. So that they know what is going on with you. Okay, that's how we used to think as older generation. But Gen Z, not all of them, but what we see, they often post details about their emotions, struggles, opinions publicly on social media. They can just use one slogan. You will think that there is something wrong with Clement. Something must be wrong with Clement. So you might it's possible you just type something there. Can I call you? What is going on? Because of what you have posted there, they are quick They are quick to post something about what is happening around them. Gen Z sees this as vulnerability and authenticity. Older adults might interpret it as oversharing or attention seeking or poor judgment. That's the way we see it. Okay, but they have their own reasons. This clash in privacy norms can affect how respect and professionalism are perceived across generations, in my opinion. But let me listen to Gen Z as well, how they see this.
Okay, over to you, Gen Z, so that we can round it up tonight. You have anything to say to that?
Okay. I think that respect is like facial expressions, right? The facial expressions that we make, they aren't universal. And it's something that I learned pre-COVID. I had my own facial expressions, right? And I realized that, again, people were misunderstanding what I was thinking and feeling. They were thinking that I was more closed off and rude because I had a resting mean face, right? And they just thought that I wasn't open to whatever they were saying. But that wasn't the truth.
Okay.
So what I did is I learned expressions. I learned how like people in movies depict expressions. People around me depict expressions. When they feel what do they look like? And I use that and I trained to that effect, right? And when I came back post-COVID, everyone kept saying, "Oh, you look so much more cheery. Oh, it's just so much nicer being around you." And I'm like, I didn't actually change anything, at least not on the inside. I just changed how I outwardly presented so that they could understand what I was doing. When it comes to respect, I think what people deem as respect is not always what the person doing the actions think is respectful. And that disconnect can, again, like me in that over those couple of years, they can be bridged. But I needed to have that template of what it could look like or what it does look like for me to be like, okay, this is exactly how I need to change for the other person to understand me. And in my personal life, that means having maybe a couple of uncomfortable conversations with some people about what we really mean. And in that case, I could just watch those movies. I could just figure it out. But in real life, I think it needs some conversation, needs communication to break through that, to really figure out things.
Okay, thank you very much. Yeah, who wants to say something before we round it up finally? I have something to say, but who want to say something? Any Gen Z in the house want to say something? Tokwe, do you want to say something?
I think the only thing I'm just going to say is it depends. Like it's like what we have established, right? It's not one size fits all, right? Me growing up now, I had parents that taught me how to close your mouth about certain things. I remember there was one time my brother passed his senior egg and he went to church to do the testimony, and when we got home, he got rebuked for that. And yeah, my dad will tell you, whatever you want to last, keep your mouth closed. Yeah, but growing up, right, it's now a digital village. From the social space now, people that tend to be winning a lot these days are people that can share what they do, right? And it's something I'm still trying to get a whole lot. If you check my LinkedIn page, I clearly post on it. Yeah. Am I working? Yes, I'm working. Am I doing building projects? Yes, I'm building projects. But, growing up, I'm not someone that loves to share things to the outside world. I just believe in doing my thing. And, yeah, I see a problem, I fix it, I move on. I don't believe in documenting and showing the whole world. And recently, people that don't even do a quarter of what I do, I see them getting gigs and all, and I'm like, what am I doing wrong and all? And, I had to speak to a senior colleague or a mentor, per se. And yeah, he said, yeah, some people it's work for them. Some people just be who you are. Just work. Right. So yeah, privacy, I think maybe if I was able to change some of the things, yeah, I think I need to find a balance between sharing things, right? So I think as Gen Zs, yeah, that if you can master the art of sharing your project, like your work, away from your personal life, keep your personal life off the internet, and keep your work on the internet, then it's a win for you. But I think most Gen Z don't know when to keep personal life and so I think there was recently I was saying something, a post on Twitter that stirred so many reactions. This person was trying to put her personal life, but she kind of sound off as insensitive. She was putting some folks. So the tweet was basically like, if you have been online for a certain time and you've not made money, you're probably lazy or you don't know what you're doing. So it was in that full, yeah. Now this is a personal belief, but I feel like if you had gone straight to talk about work or business, fine. But why would you bring your own personal opinion on other people's thing? Yeah, some people have been on social space and they've not made a dime from it. That doesn't mean it's easy, yeah. So I think we should learn to have that balance. Don't bring your personal opinions, right? If you're going to share your personal opinions, don't be too insensitive. I can go on and on and on. Just learn to be sensitive with. And you know, the truth about it is not even applicable to Gen Zs alone, right? People that are starting to use social media now are older parents. Yeah, I know a couple of times I have to speak to my mom, like, these are things you shouldn't do on Facebook, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, sometimes they want to go out of the norms because they're new to the space, right?
Yeah.
So it's not really like about Gen Z, it's just finding the balance generally is the word.
Yeah.
That's what works for me. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Timmy. Aramide, do you want to say something? Privacy.
All I want to say is just thank you for having me. I think everyone else has covered everything so far.
Okay, because this privacy is in two phases, but because of our time, because there's another one whereby you, Gen Z, when your parents want to come to you to say, oh, mommy, you're bumping into my privacy, and you can bump into your parent privacy, you don't care. You understand? Like one of my son's and mom's friend was saying the son just jumped into their room, was difficulty anyway. Well, I don't want to go into that because I just want us to round this up. And based on this privacy issue, I think a lot of people with Gen Z, I will say this generation, I love them more. I'm not saying what you guys have said is good, because there are some things when you are pregnant, you wait till you have the baby before you start telling the whole world. Because a lot of people, you see, everybody are different, as we said. Some people you can share your testimony and you are cool with it. But some, when you share your testimony, something will just block it. It might not get that thing anymore. So we have to be sensitive, as Tokwe said. But there's another thing which I embrace so much in this generation, is that, sir, and I believe you will agree with me, sir, is that, you know, when people are suffering in silence, you know, the older generation, they love to suffer in silence. They don't want to tell people, this is what I'm going through. Let's go into mental health issue. You know, some people, they might be going through mental health issue. They're not talking. They're not talking to their friends. They're not talking to anybody. They are not talking to family. And with this generation, you see, they don't hide anything. They don't hide anything. And that is why, you see, they get help instantly. But the older generation, until they are almost dying, last minute doctor, when the doctor say you have 2 days to live, you know, before they now come and say, even in ministry as a pastor as well, you can agree with me, sir. You say, because I'm a pastor, you know, I can't tell people things. And that is the danger as well in this older generation, which I think I like in this new generation. I mean, this Gen Z or millennial all together, let me just put them together like that, that they share things, they don't hide things. I know some Gen Z, they hide things from their parents. Their parent will be pushing, it's only outside you hear stuff. But if we're going to go into this one, we're not going to leave you until 9:30. But anyway, guys, thank you so much. I know you all have nailed it on the air. Thank you so much, Pastor. And thank you for your own example. And I know Pastor wrote a book concerning cultural influences, not on Gen Z, but I think cultural influences on family or something, sir. What was it called?
Yeah, it has to do with the family, marriage.
Okay.
cultural influences, and godly family.
And godly family. Okay, but anyway, because this one is a cultural influences and on Gen Z. So guys, you've really done well. Thank you so much for your time. I know it's been a long day. I really appreciate your contribution, Erin. Unfortunately, your camera got broken, but anyway, we still enjoy your contribution. Thank you so much. I know your invite is lastminute.com, but thank you for joining us. I know you said you have so much question because you were so excited when you saw it. I don't know, maybe we try to cover it, or maybe we're going to talk about it next time. Yeah, do we cover some of your questions?
I think that this conversation is actually very insightful. Yes.
Okay, that's fine. So thank you so much. Aramide, thank you for your time. And Temitope, thank you so much for your time. Pastor, I'm so grateful, sir. Thank you so much. And
thank you.
We call it a day. So hopefully next time we're going to come together again and discuss something. I know there is a lot to talk about Gen Z. As we said, we can't generalize things, you know, everybody from different home, different upbringing, even among older generation as well. We have different upbringing, different people from different home, you know, behavior. That's why in workplace you see the way people behave. Some people behave nicely, some people behave rudely, you understand? Even in workplace, even in schools, you see. So as I said, there's a lot. Thank you so much, Kai, and have a wonderful week. And I'll see you some other time. Thank you. God bless you all. Bye for now.